Alsbury Farms versus Jonathan Mack and all occupants. How much is the monthly rent, please?
The monthly rent is $11.44.
How much is the monthly rent?
$11.44. 1,000.
$11.44, no subsidy.
No subsidy.
And what months are you seeking, please?
September, October, November, and then the partial for December.
Which is a total of?
$3,775 and 17 cents.
$3,775.17.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so did you all pay for September, October, November, or December?
No, ma'am, they denied the rent.
I'm sorry,
They denied the rent.
did you have the full rent?
Yes, I had the, no, I had the, so there was a flood in the apartments that was caused by the apartments, and they wanted me to pay the rent even though the apartment wasn't livable. There was black mold and it was completely flooded. I mean, you were walking in a lake. And the manager, he was my neighbor, he stated that I didn't have to pay for that month. So I didn't. And
Which months was that?
I
Sorry.
believe that was March.
Okay, March.
Correct.
All right, well, they're not asking for March, so it's September, October, November, December.
That's the funny part, because I paid all the other rents and they stopped accepting the rent payments, I believe, in November. They wouldn't allow me to pay it unless I paid the other rate in full. So they denied 3 months of payment themselves. I had the payment, I have proof. I messaged her, I emailed Tiani herself stating I wanted to pay the rent, and she said they weren't going to accept it unless I paid all of the payments in at once.
Yeah, most apartments these days will not take a partial payment. They want
And that's what I'm saying. I don't agree that it was a partial payment. If I was told not to pay the rent, if I was told not to pay the rent,
But that was in March, right?
correct.
So now we're talking about September, October.
No,
November.
ma'am, well, that's not what we're talking about, because
Well, that's what she said.
that's the only month that I didn't pay the rent for. I was told not to pay for that month, so I paid for the following month and all the rest of the months going on. I never had a problem making any payments towards the rent. I never had any problems. Just the month that they told me when the flood happened, that's the month I didn't pay.
Okay.
And then 2 months later, they were telling me that I owed for that month. I don't understand why she's saying all of these months now, but that's the month. That's the original month that we're here for.
So Miss Lee, what's going on?
I'm not sure exactly what happened with the flood and with our old manager that he was speaking with, but I mean, on the ledger, had a zero balance in May. So if this is from March,
At first, this looks like a routine eviction case, but it's quickly becoming something much bigger. The tenant isn't just behind on rent, she's claiming the property has serious habitability problems, including concerns about the water supply. Rather than continue fighting in court, both sides have agreed to a settlement that allows the family time to move out while ending the dispute. Even so, the judge clearly isn't finished talking about the condition of this property.
From March, I mean, you paid since.
So it's a zero in May. So we started in June. So what was the problem in June? Did you have a balance in June?
Yeah, but there were still payments being made. Like even in October, he made a payment of $11.79. So it's not like just not accepting any money. But once you get 2 or more months behind, then of course we start the eviction process, and that goes for everyone.
I'm trying to figure out. So December you didn't pay because they didn't accept it.
They didn't accept it for these
November you didn't pay because they didn't
past
accept
3 months. They haven't accepted.
In October they didn't accept it. She said you paid in October.
I mean, no one. He has not come into this office and tried to make a payment. What I told him is you cannot pay it online because it has to be in certified funds, because we have people pay online and then it gets returned and then you still owe this balance. That's all they said, just certified funds, money order.
Certified funds, okay.
Now you can't pay at all. Like
No, ma'am, that is not correct. I have messages that say
okay, so how much money do you have
now
to pay?
I have the rent to pay. I don't.
How many months of rent? Because
I don't agree that they were able to deny, the rent and then expect me to pay all the rent in full. That to me that doesn't make any sense. Like,
Well, what she's saying, if you're 2 months behind, then they want it all in full. So they're saying
but
that
we're
you-
originally here because of the flood, you know, that's why we're here. We're here, not here
Okay,
because
okay.
of the,
this is the thing that I already said earlier. We're here for the rent only. There's another remedy for floods and appliances not working and problems with the
yeah, and
apartment,
that's,
but that's not what's here today.
okay, so we're here
You
today.
have to,
Correct?
yes, we're here
Okay,
strictly
so-
on rent.
I was told not to pay the rent. So if we're here on the rent, then I was told not to pay the rent, and that's the reason I'm behind. I'm not behind because I didn't want to make any payments.
Okay, so do you have $3,775 to pay the rent?
700 to pay them.
So how much do you have to pay the
I have
rent?
1,300 to pay them.
Okay, but you're behind, you didn't pay December
They
or
didn't accept
November.
it.
Well, I know, but if they didn't accept it, then you should have it to pay.
I mean, life,
Okay, so
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. So if you didn't pay it, they didn't accept it and you had it here in court, I could work with you. But since you only have $1,300,
but
that
ma'am,
is 1 month's rent and you're behind.
but ma'am, they denied it. You know, they denied the
I
rent.
understand, but you could have saved it.
This is the moment that stands out most. After personally visiting the trailer park, the judge openly questions whether the property's sanitation and water system are safe. While those issues aren't being decided in this eviction case, the judge's comments suggest there may be larger concerns beyond this one tenant situation. It's a reminder that sometimes a simple landlord-tenant dispute can uncover much bigger public health questions.
Saved it for court today. Like you could have not spent it and said, I have it, they won't accept it. And I have it here and I would help you. But since you don't have it because you spent it, so you don't
Okay.
have the rent, you have $1,300, which is not going to even pay half of what you owe. So I'm going to have to go ahead and give a judgment. If they didn't accept it and you had it in money orders today for court for, September, October, November, December, then I could say they have it. I'm going to reset the case and y'all need to accept it. But since you don't have it, I can't help you with it. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Okay. I try to help where I can, but I can't, if you've already spent the money and I understand life gets in the
I
way,
just
but
don't agree, like, they declined it. I feel like I should be liable for something that they declined when I had.
they will decline it if you don't have the full amount for the whole balance on the ledger.
But
That's what
I-
everybody
what
does. They're not
I'm
pointing you
saying
out.
to you is that I'm not liable for the full balance that's on the ledger because they added it 2 months later after the flood happened. That's what I'm trying to tell you. I never owed any money.
You
Like
said that you got behind in May. The flood happened in March, and in May is
and that's when
when,
they added it onto my rent, saying that I had to pay for that month. No, the manager came to me and told me I did not have to pay for it. So why
Right.
would I be behind? Like she can tell you, before then I had no
Ms.
problem
Lee?
paying my rent at all.
Miss Lee, maybe you should come in. I should reset this for a week and you should come in with the ledger so we can go over it. Because if it is for the flood and he was told he didn't have to pay, but still, you're gonna have to come up with money for the next, for
And that's
3
fine.
months.
It's fine.
Okay, I'm gonna reset it for 1 week. You need to come in and bring the ledger so that the court can look at it. And also, I would advise you to go in there and look at the ledger. So before you come to court, you can, y'all can come to some agreement. But in the meantime, you need to come up with money for at
The
least
money-
2 or 3 months because that's what you owe.
The money isn't a problem.
Okay, well, that's why I've been asking you, how much money do you have? So that we can figure this out. So I would go in there with Miss Lee and y'all need to figure this out because if he was told he didn't need to pay, then he doesn't need to pay for that 1 month. And he also doesn't need to pay the late fees for that month. That needs to be taken off, all right?
He was told that, but by my regional manager, she said that.
Okay.
But that's.
So then that needs to be taken off the ledger. So then we need to know exactly how much
If
he
he
owes.
was told that, but I don't know. They're saying he wasn't told that. So I'll just have to get with my managers and get with him and.
Okay, well, y'all need to figure it out. You have a week to figure it out. And in the meantime, you need to save some money to pay for the rest of it because $1,300 only pays for 1 month and you are 2 or 3 months behind. So you
He's
need to
4
get.
months behind, so if he wasn't to pay one, he still is 3 months behind.
Okay, well, y'all need to figure that out. I'm giving him a week.
All right. thank you.
Okay? All right.
In the end, both sides avoided a lengthy court battle by reaching a conditional agreement. The tenants agreed to move out by the deadline, and if they do, the eviction case will be dismissed. But despite the settlement, the judge made it clear that concerns about the trailer park itself may not be over. This case may have ended, but the questions surrounding the property's condition could easily return in future hearings. If you enjoyed this courtroom breakdown, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more real courtroom drama and legal analysis.